They couldn't keep calm over Islam. He is Islamophobic. I coined that term. On Friday, Ben Affleck, best known as the bully from Dazed and Confused, battled Bill Maher and author Sam Harris on Maher's talk show. Maher and Harris argued that liberals are cowards when it comes to calling out the Muslim world's views on women and gay rights. That's when Affleck did what any superstar movie star would do, called them bigots, and then missed the point entirely.
We have been sold this meme of Islamophobia, where every criticism of the doctrine of Islam gets conflated with bigotry toward Muslims as people.
Right.
And that is it's intellectually ridiculous. Even it gets
so hold on. Are you the person who understands the officially codified doctrine of Islam? You're the interpreter of that, so you can say, well, this is.
I'm actually well educated on this topic.
I'm asking you. So you're saying if I criticize you're saying that Islamophobia is not a real thing.
But why are you so hostile about this concept?
It's gross. It's racist.
It's not. But it's so nuts.
It's like saying those stateless, shifty Jews.
Ben, we have to be able to criticize bad ideas. And
of course we do. No liberal doesn't want to criticize bad ideas.
But Islam at this moment is the motherlode of bad ideas.
Jesus. So it's the only religion that acts like the mafia, that will kill you if you say the wrong thing, draw the wrong picture, or write the wrong book.
That couldn't have gone any better for Affleck. Anyway, speaking of radicals, here's a skateboarding goat. We're running kind of low on animal videos. That was really stupid. Brooke, you were saying in the green room you had absolutely nothing to say on this topic.
Yeah, so, you did this because you think I'm an Islamophobe, right?
Yes, exactly.
You wouldn't be the first.
I've been following your Twitter feed. So what are your thoughts?
Look, I think Sam Harris has a really good point that what I call the Islamophobimania phenomenon, which is the attempt to stigmatize anyone who exercises their free speech to talk about militant Islam and theologically motivated terrorists killing people, is all of a sudden called an anti-Muslim or a racist. And, you know, the flip side is if raising awareness about human rights violations happening against innocent children by Quran-wielding jihadis is anti-Muslim, what then is pro-Muslim? And this is a real phenomenon that's very dangerous. I mean, if you look back at Peter King, when he was doing the radicalization hearings 4 years ago, he was called an Islamophobe for raising awareness within our country about homegrown radicalization, which we know is happening right now. In Britain, police knew about a child sex trafficking ring of Muslim men and refused to prosecute them for 10 years because they were afraid of being called Islamophobic. This is a made-up term that is propagated by the Muslim Brotherhood and the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation at the United Nations, and it's abetted by the Obama administration. And we see groups like the Islamic Society of North America that are currently lobbying the Department of Justice to make criticism of Islam a civil rights violation. This is a real issue that affects everybody's First Amendment right to free speech, and we should not be afraid to talk about it. It is not racist to talk about these issues. Islam is an idea. It is not a race. It is not racist to criticize Islam.
Okay. We're going to edit all of that out, and we'll be right back after these important messages. Now, Andrew, do you have something as incredibly thorough as that?
But I do, because I was thinking about this a lot, and especially, you know, when Ben Affleck started talking, and then I just kept looking at his jaw and his hair. Look at that face. What a gorgeous face. Yeah, it is. And then you look at Bill Maher, and you're like, maybe there is a God, and he's punishing you for not believing in him. You know what I mean? But no, and seriously, I think, you know, Ben Affleck is doing what you do to get an applause on Bill Maher's show.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Hey, this group of people is oppressed? Well, I support them. I'm white. I put my hands together. I put my hands together when things are good, right? Yeah. Is that what I do? I don't think. I just clap.
Nice impression.
Thank you. That's
Joanne, Affleck's facial expression seemed to say that he knew that he was losing the argument or something. He didn't seem happy.
Well, yeah, he looked like a high school boy on like the competition on the debate team. He was like, but I did all my research. Yeah. And this was my position. And yeah, you have facts, but I have passion. And that he really just showed you the difference between the left and the right. The right really works based on fact, and the left works on emotion.
But But Maher isn't he's a leftist.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of the facts.
Oh, okay.
But he's an old leftist. He's a true liberal in that sense. Whereas you see the perversion of the liberal ideology where they don't come to defend Muslim women. And that's the real Islamophobia, turning a blind eye to the Sharia crimes against Muslim women. Because you say, oh, that's your culture.
Turning a blind eye to the blind eyes.
May I say something?
Yeah.
Currently, Ben Affleck is promoting a film in which he allegedly kills his wife. Islamophobic?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sexist? Delivered it in the green room.
I have no confidence behind it. Cut it! Cut it! Throw something at Greg!
Andy, Affleck was the exact evidence of their argument, right? They were basically saying that to confront radicalism, it's hard because you get called a bigot. So they called him a bigot.
Well, the thing is, Affleck's argument basically boiled down to when he said it's an ugly thing to say.
Right.
Which that was his response to pretty much everything. That doesn't address anything. Things can be ugly to say
and truthful.
They can also be ugly to say and false. It's meaningless. The statement by itself is completely meaningless. But his entire argument was emotional.
Yeah.
Sam Harris brought up actual numbers. He mentioned that 78% of British Muslims believe that the Danish cartoonist should have been prosecuted. Affleck had no response to that.
Yeah.
He just sort of completely ignored it. The thing is, what separates Islam from other religions right now is that the Islamic belief that the religious and the political are one and the same.
Right, exactly.
There's no, Jesus saying, my kingdom is not of this world. There's no render unto Caesar. The Islamic belief is that civil law should be the same as religious law. And that's a problem because there are people in the world who don't want that. So, no, I think most Muslims don't support ISIS. I think that's fair to say. But a lot of Muslims want some version of Sharia law to be the law of the land, and that's a problem.
Yeah, it is. All right, we got to take a break. By the way, I have Sam Harris's new book, Waking Up. I asked him to be on the show on Redeye. He said yes. Then he changed his mind. What got to you, Sam?
Now I agree with Affleck.
What got to you, Sam?